Hello, hello! I'm Rachel from the blog Fresh Cut Basil, where I share natural living tips and real food recipes for moms during pregnancy and postpartum. Today I wanted to share my experience with the Mighty Mama movement birth course called How to Give Birth with Practically No Pain. So I learned about this course when I was 3 or 4 months pregnant. I was experiencing some serious anxiety surrounding giving birth. I was really excited to be a mom and to meet my baby, but I don't handle pain well, and all I knew about childbirth was that it's extremely painful. So I was scrolling through Facebook one day and I saw this ad that said, "Did you know it's possible to give birth without pain?" And I thought, what? No way, I had never heard that before. So I clicked on it and it took me to this video of this lady saying that she had given birth 8 times and that her first 3 births were painful and traumatic, but that her last 5 births were practically pain-free. And I thought, what in the world? So she had a link to an online webinar thing that you could watch that was free. So I went to that and I did all the practice stuff that they talked about during the webinar, and I was so impressed. And the thing that really had the biggest impact on me was hearing from someone who had a positive birth experience. Up to that point, I hadn't really heard of anyone who had a good experience giving birth. It usually seemed like something that you just have to get through in order to get your baby. And that was really, really intriguing to me. So at the end of her online webinar, she was explaining that they offer a full online course that they share all sorts of videos of how to prepare to give birth and how this lady was able to give birth without pain. But I was just thinking, you know, she's getting ready to explain how much it costs, and I was just thinking, this is going to be so expensive. There's no way I'm going to be able to afford this. I would really, really love to take this. I know this would be helpful, but I just couldn't afford it. So when she was telling how much it cost, I thought, oh my goodness, this is amazing. It was only like maybe $20 more than the course that I was actually already planning on taking. And I was so excited. I ran and told my husband, I said, I have got to buy this. So I know that the cost can sometimes be a deterrent, but it's actually quite a bit less expensive than some of the other birth courses out there that are that comprehensive. I just want to share the most impactful things that I learned from the course. So like I shared, the first thing was just hearing that birth can be a positive experience. Just that alone helped me feel a lot of peace. But there are a lot of good resources and materials within the course that helped me prepare myself for birth. Specifically, they have a whole section on how to prepare your body for labor, and they even tell you when to start doing the things and how much to do and things like that, and that was really, really helpful for me. My midwife had given me some information on things to be doing, but I really appreciated having it all laid out for me and having all sorts of different ideas and things that actually worked for this lady and has worked for a lot of other people. They talk about preparing your body, but then they also talk about preparing your mind for labor, and that was the most important thing for me because I was really, really struggling with feeling confident. They have some meditation practices that I did every single day, and I think that had a huge impact on my birth experience. But they also just talk about some things that you can do to help prepare your mind for labor. The third thing that was really, really helpful was having a whole section on partner support. I was able to watch that with my husband, and he also really appreciated having some information that was directed toward him, like what he needed to be doing during labor and how to support me. And it helped him kind of understand what would be going on during the birth process. And afterward, my husband said that that was just so helpful for him to be able to understand how to be able to support me because he hadn't done it before either. And then the last thing that I felt like was so helpful from the Mighty Mama movement is their Facebook group. So in that group, they use the hashtag, I think it's positive birth story, where women share their birth story. So it was not just hearing from the lady, her name was Rachel as well, but it was not just that lady who was having a positive birth experience, but there were tons of women on there who were sharing their birth experiences, and that was so helpful for me to be able to read from other women. And no two people will have the same birth experience, but it's so helpful to just hear about other people who have had a good experience. And if they were having one, then I could too. And it gave me such confidence in myself and my body that I ended up choosing to try for an unmedicated birth. And that was such a huge accomplishment because I had gone from being absolutely terrified of giving birth to choosing to give birth naturally or unmedicated. And it ended up being such a wonderful experience. I wouldn't say that I experienced very much pain. It wasn't completely painless, but it wasn't that bad, honestly. I would say it was intense, but it wasn't very painful. So I had such a great experience with the birth course that I reached out to the Mighty Mama movement to be able to share a link with my readers. If you follow my link, you can get $100 off, which makes the course such a good deal. If you have any questions about the course, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. I'd be happy to hear from you. Until next time, bye!